when they came back, they just weren't there anymore.
Hello and welcome to session 58. Oh, thank you. 57.
We're still in the
Dreamers of
50s. We've
Kiriak.
been in the 50s forever.
Yeah.
We don't.
That's because I don't know how to count. Stuff happened last time. I'm pretty sure. There was a gnome that got turned into a giant cockroach. That was weird.
I forgot about that one.
By vagina.
I mean, I don't know if that was necessarily the specific mechanism. I think it was probably the eldritch spores that may just have been in the hair, on the head. I could have, I could have reordered my sentence different to create different implications. I was referring to head hair.
Okay.
But you have no reason to believe me, so I'm not going to try to defend myself any further.
Oh God, there's
You
just
guys-
pulsating mushrooms in there.
Any view of Ushit from any angle is like a psychedelic vision. You feel like you're on drugs even if you aren't yet. The cat may try to crawl into your sandwich bag, so be vigilant.
I mean, I got all the sandwich.
So, you came back to the casino. You found a blacksmith that had been possessed by some hate ghosts.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, that was kind of your bad. Every single facet of that person being there and possessed was because of your desire for armor. You were informed of the existence of the princess and the 13 princes of the throne of Wilts, which is the nation that your nation is apparently at war with. And you learned that Surgut is the city where the maiden is, near River Ob.
Which is far west, right?
Far west. Far west. You guys are sort of... I mean, as far as the whole continent goes, you guys are more or less in the middle, but like as far as your country goes, you're pretty far to the east. While the city of Surgut is very far to the west. It seems that the maiden wanted her territory to be pretty distant from the territory of the other saints for some reason. And let's see, did anything else?
Is her name China?
There was.
I don't think so.
The armor was possessed. The armorer was possessed.
The armor was possessed, yes.
She's not made in China.
She's not made in China. She is made in Aglaya. She's
Get out.
Saint
It's
I knew what you were doing, and I was hoping you'd go with it. It's, the armorer is still working on the armor, I believe.
Yeah, I solved it.
It's... You guys teleported a whole bunch of soldiers to you because you abducted them to your presence. The soldiers were all voluntold to join your cause. They are now staying at the casino. The orphans have been running a tight ship, it seems. There's a...
We came to ruin all of that.
They're running a tight ship and a side scam.
Yeah. So, what were you guys planning at the end of last session?
We need to go to what's her house, probably kill her.
Yeah, I think we were mostly resting and gearing up to travel.
Yes.
I think we're going to go to the other planet and see the Witch Prince.
Those are two very different things to do.
I know, but that sounds more fun.
Potentially, and I say potentially more interesting in this context because there is just a whole other planet, and there's also hell gnomes there. Like, things are probably pretty interesting, in the city where the last remaining saint is, but, compared to hell gnomes, there's maybe, and a dragon, there's maybe, a different level of interesting there. There might be hell gnomes in her city also. You guys don't know, you're not there. But it is certainly up to you where you decide to go. If you were to go to another planet, do you know how you would get there? The guy who sent you there in the first place is kind of dead.
Well, yes, but I have 2 ways to get there.
Oh, yes.
Back for another plant.
Yeah, we'll click our ruby slippers together and end up on another planet. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, usually.
Well, I don't know what, Ash should explain it to me as long as it's on the same plane.
Yeah, I guess if we saw any planets.
As long
that-
as I've seen a plant.
You know, I never determined whether plants existed on that planet.
I can't remember. I feel like we landed and there was like red grass or purple grass.
You're
Yeah.
probably right, but they could have been like
It could have
reptilian organisms that were just serving the role of grass.
We didn't check.
Aliens
We're
are
rolling for
cool.
whether or not there's plants on
Yeah.
this planet. Okay.
Yeah,
Whee!
there are plants on the planet.
I want dice to do that every time I roll.
Clink.
Only stop
You
when
just
they
need-
hit liquor.
This roll sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade.
That goal is only deterred by how many bottles we have.
The planet is on the same plane as you. I will just confirm.
I hope so.
Well, do any of us know how to get to this other city across? God only knows how much distance.
It's over that way somewhere. We could probably find it.
I didn't ask him which
It's
direction.
been,
We determined he has no idea which is left and right.
yeah, as one who is far traveled, would Pimmerman have potentially visited this place, or is it like
That
not
is
really
very
a
likely. Can you
destination?
give me a history roll?
I can indeed. 9.
Right, you have been there, but you don't remember terribly much about it. It was kind of just another big ol' city, like many of the other big ol' cities in this country. You don't
Yeah,
remember
you
the fish being very abundant there.
I think I was there about 30, 40 years ago. It's a bit of a haze now.
I remember there being a really big tower.
Yeah, it certainly is a city with a tower. I do recall that. It's a city for sure.
They had like indoor ponds. You were not allowed to fish in them.
Oh.
There were fish in them though.
Oh.
Pimmerman will not mention this fact and just be sad.
So if we're going here, we need a guide.
Potentially, or a map. Or we could just wing it and. I mean, Ashi, can you turn all of us into just birds? Fly?
Oh, I can
No,
just all
you
the
fly away.
clouds.
Oh, that's something.
Do you want to be a cloud?
How fast of a cloud are we talking? Clouds are kind of lazy.
Pretty fast.
That might work. We could just go around looking for cities until I recognize one.
That's always a plan.
I mean, it doesn't last forever.
I mean, sounds like a road trip to me.
It is very philosophical of Ashit to note that clouds do not last forever. One of the orphans appears. It's the boy. Says, you know, perhaps if you're going as far out west as that, we could establish a sort of trade route between here and there. It'd be potentially valuable to have contacts all the way across the country.
It's a terrifying voice when I look at your old.
He's seen some
Are we going
stuff.
to replace the current establishment with just crime? the new establishment is just our crime.
Welcome, I am the saint of crime.
I am the leader of this world, and also the crime.
Goodbye. I am only here to make sure there is no leader of this world.
The sad thing is that Slayer's orphans are doing what he thinks he's doing. They're just actually doing it.
He's a very good manager.
Who knows? Slayer might be if he ever stayed in one place for more than 5 seconds. But then he discovered he didn't actually own anything.
I was thinking perhaps you could use the sort of magic that you use to jump here and there to open a sort of two-way door between here and there. We happen to lift something sparkly and heavy over here, we send it over there where nobody would be looking out for it, and vice
I
versa.
gotta talk to
I can literally do that.
that one.
Well, I guess we've got a plan of action then, don't we? I'll clear out another room in the basement. It's occupied at the moment, but I think we can take care of that occupant. He isn't being very accommodating.
Do you mean the blacksmith?
No.
Oh.
Who do you have locked in the basement?
Well, he was a mayor of some place or another. He talked quite a lot about how rich his family was and how much of a ransom we could get from him, but no matter how many body parts we send, they just don't send anything back.
Oh no.
And you said mayor, not mayor, right?
I don't know what
Okay,
the difference
just check.
between those two words is.
Probably should check.
We could check on that. Yeah.
Perhaps we can convince him to.
We got a letter saying we should cease and desist, but that was all.
Was he a horse?
No.
Okay, well that kind of narrows it down then. Okay,
I think he was an elf.
I see.
Did he
Yeah,
try
to
to
the
drink
point-
anyone?
He had it a pointy ears. He didn't try to trick anyone. The boy seems annoyed that you interrupted him because he like a half second afterwards says had, but you were already asking whether or not he had drunk people. And he's like, oh yeah, no, he didn't drink anybody.
No, nobody. Zero.
Hasn't had much to drink when he's been down there, I tell you.
Yep. I guess we've got a side quest while we're over there on the west coast. Is it on the coast? I don't know if it's on the coast. On the west side.
I don't know where we're going.
I don't think so. I've looked at a map.
Huh.
It didn't seem very coastal.
Maybe that's why I don't remember it very well.
But he has a map.
Oh, it's been on there.
Yeah, we got a map of the whole country.
Are there words on it?
Their names.
The only
Why?
map we've seen doesn't have words.
That's strange. I wonder why somebody would make a map without any words on it. That doesn't seem very useful to me.
Do you have a map?
What? No, they have a map with words.
I had a
So
map,
we have
but
a
it
map.
didn't have words on it.
I'm taking John to work.
Yeah, I'll show you me planning room.
We have a planning room.
So what map did we have that didn't have words?
His map.
Apologize at me sister's
Oh,
absence.
yeah.
She's out doing business. He'll lead you to just a room. He's just got a map on the wall. He's got a table with there's like a bunch of documents and just like a knife stuck in the middle of the documents. The documents just look like regular trade receipts. Potentially just documents taken from whatever ships he's had ripped off. There's really no reason for them to be here except for them being incriminating almost. But they look very impressive, when you step into the room. There's like a pile of very shiny coins stacked up here, and there's a piece of cheese and a piece of bread that the bread looks pretty stale, the cheese looks a little moldy. It may have just been set here to look cool.
Alright,
Because
the knife sticking through the documents probably makes them inadmissible anyway, so.
probably that would make a lot of sense. This is the document destruction room. This is the equivalent of paper shredding.
Perfect. One single step.
Yeah. Oh no, inadmissibility. Curse you, law. And there is in fact a map on the wall, which is in a frame. It looks like it was really expensive. It's on nice parchment with very rich jewel tone inks.
Can you show us what it looks like?
No.
With the words.
And he's drawn a bunch of lines between places with little notes that make it clear he wants to establish trade routes between places. And he's drawn little boats in the water. He's drawn a little dragon with a little note underneath it that says "Dragon unlikely to be here."
I hear you purring.
'Cause he usually enjoys this. Or I just shoved his head near the chicken. That may also be.
I see.
Well, what do you think? You like the planning room? We spend a lot of time getting it just right. Sometimes we bring prisoners in, we show them what's gonna happen to them if they don't cooperate.
How long have they been here?
They'll be stabbed with the documents? Is that what happens, or?
Well, yeah, sort of, yeah.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
been
They're
less
this
than a
is
week.
this is the license for your life.
It's been a lot longer.
Look how
I've been in
easily
the
we
casino
can
since
snuff
before
it
the
out.
ostriches.
That map is real helpful. This town was a lot farther north than I remember it being, so that's good.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's accurate. But I took it from a very rich captain who was boasting about it, so I hope it is.
I'm gonna copy the map on a napkin.
Okay. Can you give me
I thought it'd be good.
an intelligence roll and then a dexterity roll, please? You could use sleight of hand if you have proficiency in it.
Can't wait for it to be one of those maps that's like
I do not.
an adult draws a map from memory of the world. They just completely forgot Africa.
Where's New Zealand?
Yeah. Alaska's
Intelligence is an
huge.
8.
Yeah.
Dexterity is a 16.
How versed is Asha in orthographic projection?
In what?
She probably draws the map completely wrong because she gets distracted making little doodles.
I'm writing on a napkin, probably
Yeah.
with a crayon or something, and I don't know what the words mean. I'm just copying
So,
the letters
what was
best I
your
can.
first roll and your second roll?
8.
8 and 16.
8 and 16. Okay. Well, it's pretty impressive that you didn't like tear the napkin.
Like, I don't am the only one that has the foresight to do this, so
I'm busy.
this is gonna be so
You
useful
made
later.
a blob that's vaguely like the shape of the continent, and you put like a dot more or less where you guys are, and you put a dot more or less where that city is.
How confident am I in this?
How
Extremely.
confident do you want to be?
I don't know.
Okay,
I
you're
think
pretty confident.
Okay,
Don't worry, I took the whole map away into my mind palace. It's totally fine.
perfect.
Does the Mine Palace have fish ponds that are open to the public?
Yes, absolutely.
I just showed them up on the horse.
I don't let anybody else know I'm
Says
doing
horse.
this map because I want to pull it out in a moment of triumph.
Okay, can you roll stealth,
Most-
please, while everybody else rolls perception?
A lot. 24.
Nice.
7.
17.
Asha's like,
Can you shut up? I'm summoning a horse.
I feel really
Asha
stupid.
feels very, very cunning, and everybody else, yep, that's Asha drawing a map.
Does the horse load from the bottom up and mine just goes up with it as it loads? Like, the speed appeared, mine starts elevating.
Is there like texture popping on the horse?
Does the spell run out of ink and then you have to like redo part of it?
He starts out really low poly and then just
Yeah,
That's a good way to, yeah.
low level of horse.
It takes like 10 minutes to cast, so I just sit there doing nothing. And
Did, like the bones appear first, and then the muscles, and then the skin, or is it just a pop?
it's instant, and it
Okay.
knocks me out of place to do it.
Nice.
Perfect.
Like spawning items in Skyrim.
They're like little Minecraft dust clouds as you spawn the horse. And horse does in fact say, "Grr," as though nothing has happened.
So is this place close to any port?
It is.
what, the casino?
No.
Oh.
It is
Where were you?
not. There is a major river that runs by it, but it is. I mean, I say that actually.
Consult
Yeah, it's
the map
near
is
the
over.
it's near the river Ob, but it's not directly on the coast. So yeah, it's close to the west coast. You would have to do a bit of traveling if you were just going to the coast to get there, but they have
take
like established
water
supply
transport.
lines from the coast.
We take water transport down to there and then go up the river.
They should just be clouds.
Dude.
I've never
We don't
been
have
cloud
that many
that I
months.
remember.
Yeah.
Sounds useful.
What was that? Can we-
I've never been a cloud that I remember.
We have a flying speed of 300 feet for 8 hours.
That's pretty good.
I don't want to do that kind of math. You can't.
That's significantly
With a
faster
fly
than
speed
any
of
other-
300 feet every 6 seconds and it dashing existing, that's 600 feet. That's 100 feet a second.
That's like
It's
20
pretty
times
fast.
more than like any other travel mythical kind.
The only actions you can take are dash
Yes.
or to revert to normal.
Do you have to have seen that plant to be able to
No.
teleport to it?
No, she's talking about turning us into
I know.
clouds and
I'm asking
floating
for
in
the. Sorry, I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't know lead in. I was just
Oh, okay.
was a completely different train of thought.
Transport via plants, you need to have seen it.
On the simulator, you must have seen or touched the destination planet at least once.
Do you have any way of scrying plants?
I don't think I have any way of seeing off into the distance.
You could use your eyes, I guess.
You mind meld with this one over
Turn into
here.
an eagle, fly really
Because
high.
he's seen the plants.
Ah,
Can you see the plants through him?
But can Pimrin survive the recesses of Ashit's mind?
no.
I don't know if Ashit has an actual brain anymore, or if it's been all just replaced by,
Probably.
swamp cordyceps.
Ashit is only trying to attain godhood to spread the fungus. more.
Yeah. Unironically, maybe.
I'm surprised you have a spell called Confusion. Who would have thought? Well, if you all want to fly there,
You could certainly fly there.
100 feet a second is pretty damn fast.
It's pretty good.
Well, how far is it? As the cloud
Really
flies?
far.
Looks like what, 50 something miles an hour? Almost.
Well, how
60?
far can we go in 8 hours?
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Roughly
It's math
60 miles an
time.
hour, then for, yeah.
480 miles,
Yeah, thank you.
I think, maybe.
That's what I was getting at, and my brain just stopped working after I got to 400.
I feel that. Well, if I had Foundry open, I could just drag and see how many miles it was. I think it's a couple thousand miles away. So it would be,
A few days.
like, it would be,
a week.
How fast can we go each 6 seconds?
600 feet.
600 feet.
my brain has melted. I will be no use as the guy who is supposed to have the answers
So we
to these
go a
basic
mile
things.
every 9 seconds, roughly.
That's pretty good.
How many 9 seconds is there
That's a
in 8
lot
hours?
faster than my
Let's see, 8 times 60 times 60
6
divided
seconds.
by 9. 3,200 miles
Nice.
in 8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you can get there in 8 hours. You can get there in I'm gonna say a few hours. I'm gonna leave it moderately vague because I don't want to give a hilariously inaccurate distance when I probably have the
Here's
answer
scale.
yourself.
Why should this be? Not sure how that.
There's occasional gusts that blow you off course. You gotta scoot back into line.
It's a
Well,
very,
once we've seen a plant, do the old switcheroo with plants.
it's
Yes.
a very nasty spell for DMs that rely on something jumping you while you're traveling. This bird attacks your cloud.
Displacer hawks.
Now, the party gets access to that spell is when I just stop preparing anything to travel really. That's quickly how it goes. I did have one real fun time when I trapped a party with that though.
Oh.
When they were flying over a lake of demon blood, which would warp them if they touched it, and then a dragon attacked them while they're flying. That was not good fun.
Nice.
Like, oh no, we can't fight back. The dragon's
question.
slower, but
The only question now is how do we find this place?
You have a map?
well, we look
We can
for
get there.
the tower that Imran recognizes.
Yep.
And we visit every city on the coast until we find one with indoor ponds that you can't fish in.
So can we communicate with one another while we're in cloud form?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think you have lungs. Do you have
No.
telepathy?
It
No, we're
Yeah, we're
just
clouds.
clouds.
it says all you can do is dash and revert.
It sounds like all you can do is dash and revert.
Yeah.
We'll have to learn some kind of cloud sign language.
Why? We just go. Not having to listen to you fucking people for 8 hours.
I do
is
not
a
know
great
who I
thing.
am. I do not know why
But you
I'm
gotta
here.
be
All I
pretty
know
good
is I
sized
must
river.
dash.
Hmm.
Yeah, it'll be the friggin'
Don't
city.
worry. Mind palace. We're good. It's got it covered.
Well, I guess we all decide that Pimrin's in the lead then.
Yeah, when has Pimran ever steered anyone wrong in this party? Yeah, it's the whole campaign now.
That is a good question.
When has Pimran ever told a lie? I mean,
It has always worked out in the end.
Are you preparing to leave like at once?
I suppose so. If we can get there in less than a day, we don't even need to prepare a ration or
Right.
anything. So
By the time we get back, this whole place is going to be full of known prostitutes.
See,
That-
I
we'll
don't
be
think that's
flying.
gonna happen. I think
we'll be flying and they'll just be dropping behind us.
Oh God. I hope he knows that I meant at the casino, not at me.
I don't know if you have a choice in the matter.
I guess
A
not.
child looking like Solaire just appears and falls screaming.
Oh yeah, I have an order for that too.
Yeah, you got an order for a lot of things.
I did say 2
He
dozen
lands in a lake
prostitutes,
in
though, and
the village near the lake. Hails their new chosen champion.
one of them will be the chosen one. We'll have no idea.
Very likely. Are you going to give any instructions to the soldiers who are staying at your casino?
That is a problem now.
I mean, you can
The orphans will
just...
take care of them. They'll put them to work.
We'll summon them.
Yeah, you can summon them, just like you got them here. They don't have to be clouds.
No, we opened a portal for them to follow us. I can't do that again.
You opened...
Well, I mean, we could have them summoned.
You did open a portal.
For like a few dozen to 100 of them, I think, but then the rest were summoned.
Gosh, I cannot remember how you guys opened the portal. Was that a wand I gave
That
you?
was the
plant
tree
thing.
walking thing.
Gotcha.
That was as many as could follow us through in the
Yeah.
13 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
it was,
And
so.
you can also just abduct them if
Yeah.
you really need to.
Well, yes, but who knows how many centuries it'll take for them
That
to
is
get here.
also true.
We can take like 5 of them with us as clouds.
Let's not.
Yes, we're gonna show up even farther behind enemy lines in a near coastal village with soldiers. It'll be fine.
5 dudes is not going to help us at all.
You have no idea
Five
what 5
guys.
dudes can
That
do.
is,
It's not going to help you.
is only an opportunity to lose 5 of our soldiers.
Well, yes, but that's 5 soldiers worth of damage we're not taking.
Yeah, true.
Who wants to be a meat shield?
Does
Made
9
of
actually
yeast.
out loud tell me not to do this?
Yep.
I want to do this.
She's the one casting the spell. I don't think we can actually.
I
stop
picked
her.
the 5 hottest ones and they're coming with us.
Okay, how do you make this decision? Do you have them all line up?
5 gnomes.
I picked the 5 shortest ones.
Okay, let's high or low?
Low.
That was not as nearly as an exciting sound.
Not quite.
Would have been much cooler on the 7 there.
Well, 4 of them are moderately short. It seems that they didn't generally accept super short people into this this unit.
Unit.
All the short ones got struck by lightning first.
Probably, that's just logical.
That works.
They were overcompensating with really tall spears.
There we go. They were sitting on each other's shoulders.
There were 3 soldiers in a trench coat, and they were just so much taller than everybody else. The lightning struck them deliberately first.
Perfect.
Not because they were tall, but because it's like, I know you don't get to do this.
They topple over the other soldiers like, I knew it.
A soldier blasts out of each hole in the coat.
Perfect.
So, while Ashit's doing this, I'm going to take my orphan aside there, find
Yes.
out what in particular they want, trade-wise, what I'm, allowed to offer on that end there. Get the details of what he wants actually done.
Well, you can work your magic. You told me all about how you walk into places and just break heads until people give you what you're looking for, so I just assumed you'd just sort of do that again.
Well, yes, but I didn't know if there was a particular trade items you were looking for that you could trade with.
No, I'm afraid I've not been able to get much information in that regard out of the travel and trade logs that I've managed to get me little hands on. They're just so boring I can't focus on them for very long. So I thought maybe you could just get the experts to make those decisions for us on that side. And so long as we're getting some coin out of it, that's more coin than we'd otherwise be getting, and we could worry about efficiency later.
Now this is a holy city, right? This city has the maiden herself there, and this is her domain and such, right?
For now.
But what if we set up just like a shop selling fake religious artifacts to the people for a cheap price, incredibly cheap prices? It's really,
That might work.
all the travelers from afar want a bone of a saint or something, right? Just
Are they gonna want that after we kill her?
yeah, that might be a short-term plan.
We could sell like little figures of us.
Oh.
What if we made idols of ourselves in preparation
Ooh.
for slaughtering the maiden?
Yeah, what if instead of taking soldiers with us, we take 5 cooks and we start selling fish over there too?
I thought you said the fish weren't very good.
Well, I mean, if we can get fish from the West Coast,
Oh, okay.
and these cooks will have much better supplies to work with than they've ever had before.
And if you run into any flamingos, they already have combat experience.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, ostriches too, but also flamingos.
Yes. Where did flamingos come from?
But I believed it for a second. I was like, yeah, flamingos. Yeah, they'll go.
They're birds with legs.
They probably wouldn't know the difference.
We just passed into an alternate universe for a second.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
The ostriches were at the casino. The flamingos are in this city.
Ah,
Of course, it's just...
that makes sense.
We could make like little Mickey Mouse ears, but they're like dragon horns.
Okay.
Little like novelty fishing poles.
Right, where do we source the dragon horns from, though?
We could summon like some kind of dragon species one at a time and slaughter them for their horns.
I mean, it could work.
There's a lot of merchandising opportunities.
Well, let's see what it looks like there first.
Yes, absolutely.
First, we gotta go take the city over.
Right.
We're going
All
to
the
kill a
flamingos
saint,
kill.
not take a city over, Solaire.
Is there really a difference?
Those do sound linked, to be fair.
I mean, who's gonna run the city once the head of the city's gone?
Yeah, we're supposed to take the
Is she the
thrones
head of the
after the
city?
saints are dead, right? Is the maiden's throne in the city with her, or is that elsewhere? Because if we just go take the throne.
To the best of the everyday knowledge that you guys would have, her palace slash the tower is like the seat of her power. That was totally intentional, I swear, and is in that city.
Okay, so I guess we're taking over the city. Because we're taking over the throne of the city, so...
The conduit, or the holy conduit, as it is known.
And this city probably has its own government as well.
Now, I wonder if we could use the portal in the mansion to move things across distances. We've never actually been through it. I don't know where it goes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about your mansion.
Didn't it go
really.
like to the lighthouse? Or a place near the lighthouse?
The portal that was in
It went to the Neverborn, I think.
Right.
Or they were
that's what you
using
were
it.
told, is that the portal had been used by Wrath to communicate with the Lords Neverborn.
We still gotta go kick their asses, too.
Yeah, that can be the next step.
I mean, they'd actually put a contract out on us, so.
Yeah, but didn't they nullify that?
So?
Now,
Oh.
George reminded me of the existence of the of the Spider Queen from the very beginning of the
yeah.
and I believe it was actually, and I believe that you were told this by the Eye guy, it was she who had put the contract out on you, claiming her right as Queen Mother or whatever because you killed her precious innocent little babies who totally never hurt anybody, and the Neverborn bought the contract from her, and that's how they got the rights to your souls.
Yeah, okay.
But she nullified that contract, right?
I don't think she nullified the contract. I think you killed her, didn't you?
So if Oshik
you might
gets a
have.
lot of orphans...
Sounds pretty nullified to me.
No, it was nullified. The guy was like, oh, they nullified that contract. I don't know why.
Well, they did.
Yeah, the Neverborn did. She didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. But also, we need to get Oshik a lot of orphans, and then whatever kills them, you now can take out a contract.
What if it's me?
It's always you.
You can take out a contract on your own soul and sell it.
It really feels like we always get these massive amounts of people that if they ever got into combat with anything equal to our level to be in a fight with us, they would get one shot anyway. But they never make it that far because of you. Hey, do you want all the drugs? Hey, do you want to go to another dimension that turns you into a meat balloon? Hey, do you want to try this? All you do is kill people you convince to follow us.
Even when it's not literal, Asha is just like handing people handfuls of drugs who know better and they keep taking them. Like, metaphorically, that's pretty much what keeps happening.
It's not my fault we live in a world.
And sometimes literally.
I mean, it is.
Well, I'm not taking orphans with us this time. I'm taking.
And I don't mean it's Oshit's fault that we're in a world full of degenerates. I mean it's your fault because you say these things, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that sounds fun," and they become a degenerate.
You need to find 10.
The
Ten's a
number.
pirate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we're going to control trade routes, we're going to need some way to control the water.
Yeah, well, tell your orphans that if they ever see a ship full of orphans, to get them on our side.
I'm not convinced 10 isn't secretly the hero of the
They know who
campaign.
the orphans
There's a
are. They
completely
came with
different
you.
story also happening at the
Yeah,
same
But
time.
tell them they're pirates now.
Oh,
So
okay.
if they see a ship
It's
full
just-
of
I
orphans,
will
that
pass
they,
that information
Okay.
along there.
Alright, well, take that into consideration.
You have to make them your private navy.
We will treat with them as allies at best. If they care nothing for us, we'll treat them as people connected to you lot. Hopefully they're not too annoying. Don't need anybody stepping on our turf. We got what we're doing going
maybe
on.
don't overemphasize your connection to us. Keep that on the down
They
low.
know each
All
other.
right.
They all came from the same orphanage.
Yeah, but don't use that as a selling point.
Gosh, did these two really did come from that? Did these two come from that orphanage?
They all came from
Yeah.
the same orphanage.
They were all
Yeah.
together.
Wow, I'd forgotten that. I thought these came like way later.
Yeah, no, I bought like a dozen orphans,
Yeah,
and he bought 2.
these were the ones where you were given like leases on the orphans, and
Yeah.
you just had to put down some collateral just in case anything happened to them. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, why do you get like the genius entrepreneur orphans?
Well, you
get
melted
ones
the
that
brains
die
of
from a mild
yours
poison.
by
I didn't
poisoning
poison
them.
mine. I fed them normal food and I trained them. And I gave them
I
weapons.
believe-
I gave one of yours weapons.
They were all like already an orphan gang. Like you guys got ones that were already useful.
Ten has the hand crossbow that I
I
gave.
believe they tried to sell us the useful ones, and then Asha was like, "I'll take your entire stock."
I
Instead.
think you're
Because
right.
they had to go out and get more.
Yeah, they had to go out and
Yes,
get
they
more.
did. They had to source. They had to locally source some free range orphans.
I prefer free range cage free
And then
orphans.
they were all dead within,
A week.
or a good
It
number
was
of
kind
them
of a
died.
farm to table
But 2, They're
situation.
fine.
Hey, Ken, are you an orphan? No. You are now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Asha
the truck.
squandered the lives of so many potential Batmen and women.
Well, they're pirate Batman now.
You could have
See,
stopped
I look
the
at it
word
this
many.
way. That town went to shit anyhow.
Yeah.
So we rescued them.
That was the town
We
that
did come
has been.
sooner still, but
That was the town that has been reordered by the incarnation of a previous Neverborn. Is that right?
yeah.
After the buildings all moved,
Yeah.
got in a fight with a meat man.
Yeah. They might have just become part of the Meat Man if you hadn't liberated their souls from this mortal
so they
plane.
would have lived like a whole month longer.
A good number of them are better off now.
There we go.
Maybe all of them potentially actually are in a better place than what they would have been subjected to as like meat fodder, meat gasoline, meat cereal.
Man, meat
Oh,
gasoline
meat.
would solve so many problems.
No, didn't you give 10 to 9?
No.
Oh.
I think she tried, and I wouldn't. I don't want any of your stupid children.
Okay. We got that all straight now.
Now that we've had our clip episode based on potentially actual happenings, are you guys going to Cloud?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
My
Right.
guess as well.
Does Horse count as one of the Cloud victims?
Presumably. That's why I was
Okay.
thinking 5 soldiers.
Right. Okay. You and yes, you have 5 soldiers who are moderately short. Are you telling them to make any preparations?
I like that you have the respect for a horse as an individual to not just go, you do whatever you want with your horse. You're like, well, no, 9 sucks, but horse is a good guy.
Horse?
Your horse puts up with 9, so.
Horses never
Didn't
insulted
Horse
me
like
directly.
save Ashit during the last fight? Something like that?
He tried to, but she didn't want to mount him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fucking murdered the next.
Yeah.
It's like, please, just hop on and run away. Then exploded.
Well, he wouldn't have had to sit there for 2 turns if somebody.
Something hand shoes and horse grenades.
Something changed when Horse died while locked eyes with Osher.
The eyes like stayed in place for a moment while the rest of the body disintegrated, and then the eyes just fell to the ground.
Oh god. Rolled away,
Like
became a tiny evil.
Ribbons of nerves dangling in the wind.
The head was curved around back at you because it was wiggling its ass at you, trying to get you on. It still had this sad moment.
It started dissolving from the tail.
You know, Aaron, that's not necessarily
His
the
last
image I
words.
needed.
He died doing what he loved. Working.
God.
Twerks in Horse.
Whenever Nine's asleep, he sneaks out to the gay disco and just throws it back.
He's got to get all of his. He's got to get all of his pent-up frustration from dealing with everything during the day.
He's suspiciously into bondage, that horse.
That's true.
Yeah, we haven't figured out the timeline on how that started, but it's definitely a thing.
What if Horse is the one that taught Nine?
Yeah, I was wondering if that was the case.
He can't tie his own knots.
Oshit saw that horse
don't
shaking
have
its ass and a
hands.
bond was formed that day.
I don't have opposable thumbs, Nine. You have to listen to my instructions.
And this is a good harness. A little lower.
We use them all the time in the celestial zone.
That's just the name of the club.
Okay, but what do you use the ball gag for in the celestial realm?
Sex.
Serious
With a
campaign.
horse.
This is the serious campaign, yeah. This
He's not a horse when he's in the
That's what I was
celestial
gonna
plane.
ask.
But his name is still Horse because it's his pet name.
Oh god.
That's why when they were like, alright, we need someone to be a horse for this guy, they didn't even finish the sentence, but he was like, me. I will be ridden.
Yeah, he does like saying nay a lot. So, you know, he'll fit right in.
He's got a pride flag with a little horseshoe on it.
So you guys turn into clouds.
Yeah.
This is backstory we didn't even know we needed.
And we zoom.
You do zoom. You see the countryside
Zoom in.
as a blur beneath you. And to be brutally honest, it's kind of hard to make out any city. You kind of have to stop when you like realize the ocean is underneath you. And you're like, oh yeah, we were supposed to stop at some point. And then you kind of like turn around and like you can go slower. You just have a speed you can go at, so you could just go at the speed you need to get back to the coast.
Yeah. Can I attempt to navigate?
Yes, you can. Please.
Using only my eyes, basically.
Yeah,
Are
can
we
you?
clouds with little eyes?
I don't think so. I think you're clouds. Can you give me wisdom with proficiency, please?
Okay.
You know where you're going because magic.
That is a 14.
All right. You've never seen the world from this perspective before, especially at this speed. But when you get back to the coast, you know how rivers work. You know very well how rivers work, and you know that this is the river that goes to the city that you're looking for. So you realize that you can just follow the river, and you can do it pretty quickly.
There we go.
So it is not long before you.
But it's very Pimmerant to not be able to recognize cities, but to be able to recognize rivers
Yes.
at a glance. Yeah.
You see many very strangely shaped birds. I'm not going to elaborate. You just do, and you eventually.
Picturing Angry Birds.
Yes, you see some that are very angry indeed. And you eventually you go by it at first, and then you come back because you realize that you passed a very shiny city that had a very familiar to you tower, and you have found yourself the city of Asurgut.
So
Made
if
of-
we land on top of the tower.
Made of
we
beautiful
start there,
white
work our way down.
True, yeah, but I can't communicate that in cloud form. But metagaming, we should fly down the tower.
Well, you're in the lead, so you just float
I guess I
wherever
can
you're
fly down
going
the tower,
after.
yeah.
Solaris
It doesn't
already
really,
developed
like-
this idea, doesn't it?
It doesn't really specify what your senses are as a cloud. I don't think, but I assume that you can just follow him.
Yeah, I assume we at least have vision. That would be
Yes.
weird otherwise.
Solair's trying to talk to another cloud. Himron, where are we going? Himron, why aren't you saying?
How many times has Solaris tried to talk to a squirrel? Or a mouse, or whatever the hell else it's been?
True.
I bet Solaire has been drunk enough to try talking to a squirrel
I told you.
while
He'd do it.
Ashit is standing right there.
What's the name of the spell that turns
Quiet,
into?
Ashit, I'm trying to talk to Ashit.
Windwalk, I think, is the other one.
Gotcha.
Windwalk.
Yeah, I don't think it specifies that you have any senses.
It'd be very dumb if you had literally no senses.
Well, yeah, because then how would you know to revert?
The final boss has appeared.
About time.
I
Well,
rolled
the boss
the
says, give me that beer. I shall eat the minis. The lizard first.
It's going for the chicken.
Yep.
Yeah, and there we go. 9 has his new mount. Giant cat. The hell with the horse, it's giant cat.
Yeah.
That is a gargantuan.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just sneaks up on me.
So yeah, I assume you like not even necessarily turned into clouds. You gained a gaseous form in addition to your existing self. Cat, no, stop.
Oh no!
Powerbomb.
From the top row.
I like that you can tell the cat is still trying to get the chicken.
Yeah. So
Cat has 5 brain cells and they're all screaming chicken. Right
they usually are, frankly. That's generally that's even his favorite flavor of cat food. He'll more reliably eat that than anything else. The city is large. It is walled. It is made of sparkling white granite. There's a tower in the center that rises high into the sky, and a gigantic, like it's not so much a symbol so much as just like a silver statue of a featureless humanoid that is just kind of T-posing on the very top of the spire, which is supposed to represent the kind of. It's supposed to represent no individual in particular, but just the humanness that has transcended the old pathetic form of humans who needed to rely on the divine. Instead, you just rely on this person over here who is totally not a god at all, but who gives you all the legal benefits of a cleric.
Solaire is just counting how many silver coins that thing represents.
Quite a lot.
We found our first export.
I'm just watching your cat sniff the air like, oh yeah, that's that good shit.
Yeah, he does that quite a lot.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've created another addict.
Oh no.
Chicken. This is gonna get.
You know you gave the cat sawdust.
There are something that is different in this city from quite a lot of other cities that you guys might have seen is there are no like slummish looking portions of the city. This almost looks like an artist's like depiction of a city from somebody who has never actually been in one. Like it looks like they're just beautiful buildings, very symmetrically placed along all these blocks that are like all the same size and shape next to each other. There are lots of people thronging the streets, all of whom seem to be wearing very colorful clothes.
The homeowners association here must be unreal.
There is a huge stream of people coming and going from the north and south gates, which are parallel to the river. There are quite a lot of boats that are docking in the port from the river, and it seems that there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on. there are a lot of like little public parks that have fountains in the middle that people are dropping coins in and probably making wishes. You don't see
Why are we
any
telling this
animals.
person we can just go scoop up coins?
They might try to stop us if we do. So we should just get them out of the way first.
No.
We're like level 11, and you're like, why don't we just dig through the garbage?
I mean, you could just ask to have infinite wealth abducted to you if it really came to that. Like,
That's true.
it's for the sport of it at this
We
point, like
haven't
fishing.
done that.
Like
Like,
fishing, yeah.
you-
I could just abduct fish, but
Yeah, exactly. But what's the fun in that?
then you can't taste the fear in the fish.
Exactly. Like, can you imagine how bored the orphans would be if they just didn't have to worry about getting
Yeah.
just the cash from the pathetic merchants who come to the city? Like, they have meaning in life because they're ripping other people off and cutting off their body parts and sending them to their family members.
Right.
I could just abduct whores, and I did, and I could taste that.
Yeah, and now there is a monstrous cockroach roaming the casino that I don't know that you told anybody about, so
That'll
that's
be
definitely
fun.
not going to come back and
No, we
do
probably
anything.
should have let them know.
You may have
They'll figure it
started
out.
a whole new STD that just never existed.
Oh
Well,
god.
either that or your cooks are going to
Actually,
see this as a
can you
new
give me
delicacy.
high or low?
why did you-
High or low
I
options?
didn't say anything. The whole place is gonna be cockroaches when we get back now.
High or low option?
Hi.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you have a coin.
Wow, we were gone for one day and
Yeah, but I don't want to do a coin. I want to do high or low. So, okay. So I'm gonna do a coin and a high or low.
Ooh. Very fancy.
Was
Yeah,
the
what happens to
dice?
lens when
Was the
it's
die not disastrous enough?
It was pretty disastrous.
Good.
Now we're coming.
You all need to shut your mouths.
The die was for how many survivors?
Oh shit.
No, I-
So cockroaches never existed before in this world.
Technically, there's just one now.
There
You
is
can't-
just one
you can't
really big
breed.
one.
And it's a male. So how much trouble?
Well,
could
it was a
possibly-
male. It also was a gnome. It may be
Well, they
something.
don't asexually reproduce. So
Well,
It
this
just
is a giant cockroach. Maybe they're different.
It just needs to bang someone else, and
can we
then
bring up the stat block of a giant cockroach and tell me if they asexually reproduce?
Actually, I wonder if there is a giant cockroach
I'm
block.
sure there is.
Cockroaches do reproduce asexually.
No, they don't.
Thanks,
According to
George.
Google.
I believe it.
Really?
Okay, D&D Wiki. Let's see what D&D Wiki serves us up for a giant cockroach.
it's bullshit.
They do have 30 feet fly speed, blind sight 60 feet, tremor sense 60 feet. Really not much.
That's all garbage.
Yeah, not much. I think cats are more dangerous than them, despite being cockroaches the size of a dog.
Why would it have tremor sense?
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. So yeah, regardless, that cockroach does not exist in this city, to your knowledge.
No, they don't.
No, they don't what?
They don't asexually reproduce. They just hang on to the male stuff for a long time and can just keep producing babies with it.
Interesting. Fair enough.
I like George.
So I think we're still
better.
safe.
We're not safe.
So if I look at cockroachzone.com, is that what you were also looking at?
I was just looking at.
Some cockroaches can reproduce without a mate, laying female-only eggs that haven't been fertilized. This is through parthenogenesis, where the offspring comes from the mother's cell alone. They have less genetic diversity. So maybe if that was an actual male cockroach, then it won't be possible.
But the cockroachism is the STD. It just needs to bang someone else.
We haven't established that yet.
Well, good luck. I couldn't even get him to bang me. He went under the bed to turn into a bug.
Did you try after?
Did
So,
I try after?
Please don't roll for that.
No, you didn't say anything at the time, so no.
I think I was still trying with his friend
I think you're right.
as he emerged from his
I think you're right.
whatever. Hold up.
His gnome skin that was his
It just
former
shriveled up
flesh that he burst out of. So you're
in
at the city now, yeah.
I can't,
So where do you come down?
imagine why our stream isn't as popular as
Uh,
We've done nothing.
The tower.
Yeah.
You described it having like a big thing on top of it, the
Yes.
person, the stick figure, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
But is there like an area of the top that looks open we could fly down to, like a window?
It does not look like it was designed for things to be able to land on it. It's
Okay.
actually like lots of slopes downward.
But there's
Almost as if they want to make birds fall off if they try to land.
Right, but like windows or
There are no windows near the top. It's a very decorative spire, almost like they were trying to make as tall a building as possible, and so they just kind of stuck a whole bunch of useless spire on the top.
All right, so we go to the base of the tower then.
All right.
Like a penis, but with one of those little wedding cake figurines at the top.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Wow.
So
symbolic
do you
of something.
are you turning? Do you turn into your people form like before you get to the bottom, or
60 feet in the air.
Yeah.
okay?
I mean, I can fly. I don't give a shit.
So the rest of you are you turning back into people? Hold on.
I guess yeah. Once we approach the tower, I could start turning back into a person because I could just
Okay.
fly.
You might want to do this where nobody's looking at you.
Yeah, how stealthy is anybody trying to be?
A great big cloud now.
Not at all.
All of a sudden
I mean, I don't
people
even know
see
if you're a great
clouds,
big
you know.
cloud.
No, we're like
Just as you get a gaseous
clouds.
form, like I think you probably have the same dimensions that you do as a
That's
regular.
disappointing.
It says.
Solar doesn't care. Solar, land
We
right
assume a
above us.
gaseous form for the duration, appearing as wisps of cloud.
Well, there you go.
We will speak with the people that must be spoken to, and if they get in our way, then we have other solutions besides communication.
So it's like every other time we talk.
Yeah, exactly. Why pretend for any different?
Send in the horse.
Just walk right through the reinforced steel door as horse as usual. So you turn back into people, and there's immediately a shattering sound in the air, and a whole bunch of armed guards come frantically hustling from the base of the tower.
Oh my God, just start
Hello,
here.
good people. We have come to parley.
He has no idea what that means.
Can you can you please give me persuasion?
Okay.
Laying down while partying.
Parlay is a type of bat. Blair knows that much.
Persuasion, you said?
Yes, please.
21.
All right.
Oh, so a lot of stuff.
The guards do not seem terribly amused by this.
Start off by killing all these people.
We have traveled quite a great distance in order to just talk with you, kindly. That's all.
These guards, they seem to all be swole humanoids wearing very silvery armor that, like, it doesn't look like steel. It's very, very shiny and, like, halo-y. Not in the sense that they have, like, a halo
We
over their
could
head, but,
actually talk
like,
to.
wherever the sunlight gleams on it, it's kind of hazy.
Maybe they can take us to wherever it is we
Yeah,
need
that's
to
what
go.
I'm
They're all
thinking, yeah.
wielding little maces and big old shields. One of them that has a little, like, he has a person on the top of his helmet, like on the top of the spire. He looks between all of you, says, "You have been expected. We were not expecting you
You just said we were expected.
in
Not very
su-
smart.
in such a sudden
Spectacular.
time and place."
Well, we did travel quite a long ways to get here, so.
Yes, apparently. Well, come in, I suppose.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation.
The very swole guards seem disappointed that he didn't order them to attack you. There were like 30 of them, but really that doesn't matter much. So they'll lead you into the building. It's very nice and cool inside. It's very ornate. It looks like, I mean, kind of mansion-y almost. It's lots of furniture and decorations and architecture that looks like it cost an absolute fortune, which is likely considering St. Aglaya's lands are notorious for having gigantic amounts of gifts that are offered to her as requests for all sorts of prayers being answered, in addition to the very high taxes that are levied against
You
villages.
guys get all this from tithes? What's the...
The people are quite grateful to St. Aglaya for keeping back the influence of the gods and for allowing us to govern ourselves as cosmic individuals, that we may never be slaves under the tyranny of divine forces again.
Yeah, that's great, Zealot. Where is she right now, and is she insane?
She is attending to the masses. She is quite busy these days. There's much suffering in the land as,
Is
well...
she
Yeah.
insane?
The people aren't allowed to fish in the city, so let's
Saint
fix that one.
Saint... he immediately stops talking as he's very confused.
Stop knocking.
Well,
Guys,
yeah,
go.
We need to see her.
she will see you tonight at the grand banquet.
Now, this is gonna happen exactly now.
What he said.
See, all the other saints.
Don't you want to see what the
Yes, we are
banquet
aware what happened to the
I've
other
been here
saints,
before,
and
I've seen this house.
I think you will. I think you will be quite happy to hear that Saint Aglaya's will is far stronger than those of her worldly-minded companions who have sought power and dominion, much like those who they overthrew. It was only Saint Aglaya who had pure intentions.
Yeah, see, this right here is why I started by calling you a zealot. We need to see them now.
I mean, you're right, but you know it's quite justified.
Doesn't she have power and dominion?
She has.
Is a zealot like an ant in a maze? What's the vibe?
I mean, that's the closest.
These corridors are feeling pretty maze-like to you.
Yeah,
at the
they are.
moment.
We're saying is very maze-like as well.
We need to determine ourselves that they aren't going to up and try
He
to
sounds a
genocide
lot
everybody.
like that clerk in that town before
Because
he
the-
decided he was a monster hunter.
They sure do decide they want to up and genocide everybody on a whim.
If you would like to see her as she is now, I only ask that you show respect not for her, but for the common people who have come with their sorrows and their complaints and their terror.
Well, we haven't killed any of them yet.
And I certainly
We've
hope
been
you,
here for
I
30
certainly.
seconds.
It is in record.
Yeah, that might be true.
Do you have any orphans that need taking care of?
Many orphan children come here.
don't.
Because I is an expert orphan
That
wrangler.
is true.
The church provides for thousands of orphans daily.
I thought there wasn't a divinity here. How's there a church?
Well, it's, you know, it etymologically it has to do with the gathering itself, the sort of a ecclesiastical structure of people and devotion and all of that.
Where is she?
She is in the she is in the grand hall, hearing the weeping and the requests of the masses. I think I've said it like 3 times so
You
far.
didn't say
Yes.
the location, you just said what she was doing.
Well, we're going there now. Are you happy?
Yes.
I hope so. Why are
that's
you
about
riding a
time.
horse indoors? His thighs are as wide as the corridor. We need to go through the main passage. Come on, we're going this way. Please don't knock the vases over. They're quite expensive.
I in no way answer his question about why I'm riding a horse. But horse would avoid the vases because I think a horse is a much better person than I am.
If you break one of these vases, you will have rendered the entire meaning of a poor man's life meaningless.
I'm indifferent to this.
I see.
Sorry for sale?
If you wish to make a suitable donation
They can't be that nice.
that will go to
Vases.
serving the masses, then any item within the tower, dear Saint Aglaya would be overjoyed to part with.
There might be fish in here.
We do have many fish, yes, from many distant lands.
Do you happen to have any holy artifacts, wink wink, that you part with when there are donations to
We
the
do
church?
possess quite a treasury and an armory, yes.
I think he literally just explained that. I don't know why you said that.
Would you like?
holy artifacts? But the common people might be able to get their hands upon for a meager donation.
Well, these are certainly things that would be far outside the
So it's an untapped business.
the grasp. What?
Forget about it. It's fine. I was just curious.
It's it's not so much as an untapped business as those who deal with these things usually have fairly deep pockets, and we must conduct thorough searches to ensure that they will not fall into the hands of people who will use them against our people, which is, among those who occupy our lands are not many.
Yeah, you stay in your market segment, we'll take ours, and it'll work out. It'll be fine.
I feel as though you're implying we have some kind of mercantile interest here. We only desiring to serve as many people as possible, to enrich the lives of as many of the citizens of this great land as possible.
I take no issue with the way you're...
We've been going down meandering passageways. This is not just one hall.
That's one opportunity. Let's see here.
Yes. Would you like to see the orb?
Is that on the way?
No.
Oh, probably not.
We can
Maybe
see
later.
the orb after. We can make sure we don't have to kill her.
It is a very nice orb. You won't have to.
I mean, that's what you
And
heard about the soldier.
if you try, then all of us will die here today.
It is.
Yeah, probably
good
before we
possibility.
even do anything.
I am very curious, though. The orb is quite a name. And
It is quite
It's on
majestic.
I mean, the soldier
It is said
had
that
the
you
whole
can see
army.
times and spaces that have never been and never will be within its depths. Which is quite an achievement because it's made of metal. You can't see through it.
I have done that once.
Oh.
Yeah, I sort of
Do you-
dipped myself into the water of the. You know what?
Do you require a healer?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I walked it off.
I see.
I'll be able to compare it, and see if I see the same thing in it that you do.
Well, here's some stairs.
Yeah. I levitate up the stairs.
This will take us to the
He
private
doesn't even
balcony.
go down until he hits his head on the sloping sand.
Ordinarily, this private balcony is only rented out to those who offer quite rich
I thought we were going to
donations
some big hall.
to the church. This balcony will give you a perfect view of dear Saint Aglaia and the people below. Given the circumstances, we are prepared to offer its use to you for no charge today.
I thought we were going to go see her.
We're
Not go see her.
If you would like to
I can just fly out.
beseech her, there's another line. It is quite long. It will take several days
We don't wait
to reach
much.
the end.
To be perfectly
Well, then you
honest,
can wait until dinner.
We don't have a real good track record of waiting.
They're gonna feed us.
I can
I already
feed us.
asked him. He said the seafood here is not
the
good.
seafood here sucks. Just I'll feed us. It'll be fine.
We just need to see if she reacts to us being here with the "Oh, I've been expecting you. Time to try to kill you" bullshit that everyone else we meet does.
Would it suffice if we
I mean, he can
If
just
we-
do a flyby.
if we
and
gave
see
her
if
a
she
private
freaks out.
message so that we will not interrupt and overly worry the common people? Would that satisfy you?
I mean,
It is not ordinarily done, but
no, we don't. You just fly over and say hi real quick. See if she gets really, really evil.
we would very much prefer if you did not interrupt the sacred.
He's very
Alright.
polite.
I am also.
You've done enough talking.
Yeah,
Thank you for bringing us here. We'll take it from here.
Asha was hungry and has begun to hand out the snacks he prepared. Today.
He turns and he whispers to one of the guards, who flexes a bit and turns and walks down the hallway.
I wouldn't do that.
Well,
What on earth are you talking about?
How much do you get from the snacks?
The snacks.
How much you get paid per day?
I am given room, board, and the opportunity to serve dear Saint Aglaia for the rest
That's
of my
worth your
days. It is my life.
It's called a zealot.
Taylor, I
The
forget.
cult
Yeah.
is full of them.
By default, these snacks are 4 temporary hit points, but you have special rules for food, and I can't remember. what
I think because it is a feature that you took, I think we're doing an extra die on all of your food features.
Okay. Well, what? So it is it's a flat 4.
Gotcha.
So,
We'll do 50% more.
All right, so it's 6 temporary HP.
Hey.
I need to get a pencil out here.
You just
I think I.
fly over
That was
and
easy.
Oh, I've got it again. Yeah.
say hi to her. You don't gotta interrupt whatever stupid thing they're doing here.
I will.
See if
We
she's
will
cool.
no more interrupt you. We will only watch silently and pray
I mean, this
with
is
every
all on
fiber
her.
of our beings that We all live to see another sunrise.
Yeah.
In that.
Chances of that happening are just saying from prior experience.
Yeah, she's gonna flip out and try to kill
If
everybody.
things start, you're the first to go.
Any of you make me invisible for a little bit? Is that a possibility? Yeah, just
Look at me.
curious.
Invisibility does not function along with many other sorcerer's enchantments within these walls.
I try to go invisible. Does it work?
It does not work.
Okay. Well, you know, had
You hear a
try and
thud
clarify.
somewhere in the distance.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes.
I try again.
You don't hear a thud this time, but a single tear rolls down his cheek.
It's not working. I don't know.
Just
Please
go,
stop.
just go
Why
over
don't you
there.
just holler over there and say, "Yo"?
I'll fly down. I was just
Okay.
hoping, you know, maybe
I can turn you into a cloud. A different
I
cloud.
can probably.
That
still do
will
that.
likely not function within these walls either.
Would you shut up?
Just
You
go
are such a
over there.
buzzkill.
Just
I'm
go
not the
say
one
hi.
kidding.
I already told you, you were done talking. Yeah.
Yes.
I wouldn't piss
You
him
want to
off.
sit there and sit against the wall someplace out of the way so you don't get hurt. That's fine.
Herman will flutter down off the balcony
Okay.
and figure out what's going on down there.
If you step onto the balcony in the first place, you will see a grand reception hall where there's bleachers essentially is what they are, with lots of people muttering and whispering to each other as they watch this gigantic procession of people they mostly look fairly shabby and tired. They look very peasanty, but they're wearing these different jewel-toned, as in colors, not covered, robes that probably were given to them because they look cleaner than the people themselves are. There are definitely some merchants and some richer looking people here and there, people with tiny little fancy hats, people with carrying accessories that make it clear even when they're wearing the same formal garb as everybody else that they've actually got some status and money. It's just a line that moves very, very slowly. And at the far end of this hall, there's these huge double doors at the far end where the line stretches out, and you would have seen outside that the line stretches for probably a couple miles into the city.
Alright.
There is a grand dais with this very fancy silver throne that spires up high into this vaulted ceiling that has another one of those T-posing featureless people on the top. And there's a wrinkly old lady wearing a multicolored robe that looks like all the different robes that the people are wearing all stitched together. It looks deliberately poor craftsmanship. Like it was intended to look like a whole bunch of clothes of commoners all stitched together. And in fact, there's a bunch of mismatched pieces of cloth that kind of trail from her skirt down the stairs into the ground. And the people, one at a time, come and kneel down and screech whatever their plea or complaint is up at her. And she looks down at them, and her lips do not move, and you don't hear anything that she might say. But an expression, which is not always an expression of joy, but is often one of rapturous joy, comes over the face of whoever is pleading, and then they get up and they scurry out a little side door. There are a lot of guards. There's probably 1,000 guards in here, scattered among the people in the bleachers, standing all around in the middle of the line.
That's a lot of protection for an animatronic Santa.
Sit on the maiden's lap and tell her your demands.
I want the
Wouldn't it
destruction
be
of my
easier just to
enemies.
have our friend just rain down coins on these people?
Yeah, we've thought a lot about
Can we do that? That would
pulling
cause a lot of
people
chaos.
away and stuff, but we could just bring things to people that are really heavy. That's true.
I want to abduct a safe over that person's
I'm
head.
hundreds of feet away though at this point.
You're standing on the balcony.
I'm flying over.
All right, you fly over.
My plan wasn't to step out.
The guards all turn and stare up at you. It seems they all put their hands on their weapons. Most of the common people, unless they're very close to the guards and see what's happening, their eyes are just fixed on the saint.
I definitely needlessly pushed him off the balcony.
None of the guards make a move to like.
Push Pivot off the balcony, he just hovers over the edge. Just like a shovel.
None of the guards make a move to like accuse you or stop you or anything.
Alright.
They're just watching.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on Goober over here.
I will fly down to the front of the line and wait patiently at the front of the line.
The peasant who was directly behind you starts to angrily yell at you, and there's a guard next to him who just grabs him and puts his hand over his mouth,
That works. I was gonna
and everybody else just kind of steps back a step.
I can save spells while I'm out. God, good to see some respect. Finally, that's good. Alright.
Excuse me, that man fishes.
The person right in front of you is kneeling down and saying, oh gosh, I didn't have a thing for this. I shouldn't have said that. There's no hope anymore. Things just keep getting worse. Everybody keeps going off to war and dying, or the monsters come and kill people, and everything that we hear is, it's all just worse. They even say that, and forgive me for even saying this, the other saints have gone mad. What are we to do? And she just stares at him for a second, and his face goes pale, and then a look of utter peace comes over his face, and he just gets up and leaves.
As he turns around, I'll whisper to him, "Don't worry, buddy. It'll all be under new management soon."
He says, and just leaves.
Okay.
It didn't seem like he was replying to you. And then you're in front of the line.
I cast thaumaturgy.
All right, what do you thaumaturge?
Just make my voice louder.
Okay.
So, yeah, when I get down there, I'll just bellow out a nice
Yeah.
howdy.
She just stares at you.
Yes. Me and my folks have come here because we have, well, some potential complaints here, and we'd really like to talk with you as a group, potentially. That would probably be better, but I'm down here as the lone representative, right now, as a sign of faith, you know, just to communicate with you one-on-one. What say you about this?
You hear what sounds like a combination of the voices of every friend and loved one you've ever had. Say in your all fish, every one of them, blub, 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 in your head. Ask, what do you want?
Wait. Oh God, that is an interesting sound. So, what I want is peace in the land, really. And it seems like the current establishment has not been doing so good at that. So we're here to step in and help out.
She asks again, what do you want?
Well, peace, because then I can go fishing peacefully, and I won't get war stopping me from trying to like.
Then why have you not gone and fished? There are many fish for you to take. There are many fish for you to conquer. Why do you need peace to fish?
Because I want to fish over there, and there's like a line of war drawn in the sand over there. It's kind of hard to get that place.
Then go and fish.
But you won't let me in your town. What am I supposed to do about that?
You may fish in my town. You may fish in this tower to your heart's content. Go and fish in peace.
So Slayer's gonna grab Goober, drag him down the hall a little ways, and demand to know where the actual saint is, not this whatever the hell it is downstairs.
Everyone's gonna fly up, out, and go fish.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. I could just go fishing.
You're not sure why everybody else seems to have all these bizarre expressions on their faces, but you feel happy yourself.
Yeah, well, I could just go fishing.
This is what you wanted.
Haven't done that yet.
So the goober that you grab, he's gonna try to not get grabbed. He's gonna try to just kind of clench his cheeks and stay where he is. Can you give me an opposed strength roll, please?
Oh, this ought to be good with my massive strength.
Well, he didn't roll very well, so.
Oh, well, I hope not. That was a nat 20.
All right. Well, you kind of just like knock him off balance and drag him, and another guard I say another guard. All the other guards move to try to cave your head in, and he just glares at them, and they stay where they are.
Well, yeah, I'll
And he's gonna
match his glare at
he's
them.
gonna put his hand against the wall and try to pull himself back up. And if you'll not resist that, he'll just
I'll
follow
lift
you.
him up. I'm no problem being on his feet.
He'll follow you around the corner, and you're asking him where the real saint is.
Yes, not this little show. that we got going
I
on
feel-
downstairs.
I feel so sorry for you.
Okay.
I can't imagine what it must be to
Understand,
go
I've
through
already
life.
killed 3 other saints.
Yes.
Don't bullshit me.
I can't imagine what it must be like to go through life this cynical. Nothing that we show you would possibly satisfy you. Unless we showed you a chained up monster that
I just
had
want
not
to
a...
see the actual saint. That's what we came here for.
Well, then you should stand in line or you should join your
Okay,
friend
that's-
and throw yourself off the balcony, because
That's
that's the
not-
only saint you're
okay.
going to see.
You're gonna go off the balcony after him in about 2 seconds if you don't shut the fuck up.
Then I will have given my life for my saint.
No, you will have wasted your life for nothing. That thing down there is not your saint.
Sir, one day you will know more than you do now.
Yeah.
And I doubt that you will regret anything you've done, but
Yeah.
perhaps you'll feel a little silly. And wherever I might be,
You'll be dead.
yes,
Well,
I hope I
go
feel
or something.
just a shred of
Do
satisfaction.
whatever the hell you want. I don't care.
And that's not something I
You're
should
not
be
going to
saying.
tell me where in this tower the saint actually is.
I
Or
have
if the
told
saint's
you.
actually in this tower.
I have told you, and you have received my words. You can do with them what you wish.
See, all of that stupid that you're down there worshiping a freaking construct is just sitting there giving you answers to shit.
I mean, have you asked her yourself? You should bring
Why
your
would
most
I waste
heartfelt
my
wishes to her. You'll understand
I'm
that.
not here to talk, chitty chat with the saint.
You
Yes,
go down
I-
there and ask her. If she asks you, "What do you want?" You say, "To kill you." She says, "Then kill me." already."
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have time for that kind of nonsense.
I'm like, huh? I never thought of it that way.
Why don't you?
He is going to try to saunter back to the rest of the guards. How are you going to?
We're going back out to the balcony there.
All right.
We're going to go look and see where Pimrin's at.
If you look out of the balcony, I'm flying away.
Do you not see? Your companion has beseeched dear Saint Aglaia, and she has given him the key to the treasures of his heart. You only need ask her, and she will show you the same peace she has shown millions.
I think the problem is he's not full of shit.
I think he honestly believes he's, the bullshit he's spewing.
We need to find someone who knows better. Hassling
I
a
mean,
bunch
clearly somebody's charmed. It ain't gonna work with me because there ain't anything I want. And so
You want so much. You're always after every money and every business
You realize
opportunity.
how little money I actually have?
He doesn't know he wants it until he's in the shop that he wants.
Yes, and then 5 seconds after I leave the shop, I don't want it anymore.
And then the shop doesn't exist anymore.
No.
That's the only reason.
He actually has something he wants.
Yeah, I went to get it.
Yeah, you didn't go to get the chosen one. Good job choosing the fish over the chosen one.
He's decided the chosen one must be a fish.
Well, that's a possibility.
See, the only reason he's looking for a chosen one is because a fish asked him to. So
That is very fair.
So you honestly think that thing down there is a thing?
As he keeps
You
saying.
see so little.
Yeah.
One day you will see more.
One day you need to leave this
You
little
have been
tiny
blinded by
area
your-
here that you've never seen the rest of the world.
Like the other saints, you have been blinded by your own power.
The other
Others stand
saints are
so
dead.
far beneath you.
Understand, the other saints are dead.
Yes, it was their undoing, and it will be yours as well one day.
No, their undoing was my sword.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't.
That is the power of mortals, to defy the very gods.
We just hit them.
Yes. They were not so divine as they wished to believe. One day you'll learn the same lesson.
I never thought I was divine. That's why I keep saying I just hit them and
Oh
not
yes, I am.
God. Just
I am mostly referring to him, I suppose. You do seem to have a good head on your shoulders. Have you considered a career in the clergy?
Oh, you don't want him in the club.
I sense a sort of righteous, divine power emanating
That's
from you.
arrogance. You're sensing.
Yes, a power which can be channeled to great good. Imagine what magnificent potential that hatred which dwells in your heart could do if it was aimed in the right direction.
yeah, I'm currently aiming it at crazy demigods and it's working.
Yes. We are quite grateful for the scourge you have proved to be to those who believed themselves to be divinity after what they experienced so long ago. After all that they did to throw down the
How the fuck
tyrants.
do you deal with people that are completely delusional?
You asking how should
Sometimes they turn them into cockroaches.
Listen, I worked with a cult. You just ignore them.
Key underneath them. Or under the.
Oh, I'm thinking of sending all the guards to Dreamland.
Just leave them alone. We need to go find someone else and probably Pimrin.
You can catch up real quick if you're trying to go climb it.
Should we leave the other guards here? Ours?
For what?
Exactly what I ask every time you bring up your guards.
Oh yeah, I forgot
No,
those
bring them with
guys.
us.
Okay.
The guards have just been silently trailing behind this entire time, looking around in wonder. The palace guards are standing like an entire head above them, just like,
Nobody told me. they
yeah,
were
try
gonna become
something.
clowns.
I dare you.
Shabby soldiers directly off the battlefield.
I suppose we could use
Malnourished and
This is a city for
exhausted,
malcontents.
while these like
Probably
oiled
only
demigods
people
are
that are
T-posing behind them.
Are they? I mean, we could try.
Find someone who isn't head over heels for this bullshit.
Okay.
I think you'll need to go quite a long way before you find that.
Would you shut up, dude?
Can you shut him up? I'm done listening
Can I
to
shut?
this
I don't.
fucking nonsense.
I don't have a
I'll either
guard
cut it-
shut up spell.
I'll just cut his tongue out, If it,
You do that.
But I will have given my tongue for my sake.
Oh my god.
Should try a person sometimes.
There is a noble order of the silent who watch from the
I'm gonna
shadows.
take
I
the
would.
key and stick it underneath his feet and send him to the.
Okay, I was about to.
Your
turn
key
into a
clatters
sheep, but
harmlessly into the ground.
Oh.
Well, that's a bad sign.
Do we hear any crying or thudding?
You do not.
I guess I wouldn't. But
Can I turn him into a sheep?
You have polymorph?
Yes. Of course I have polymorph.
Then you could try.
I try.
You hear a thud some distance away.
If
You hear a
not-
second thud immediately after.
What the hell?
I don't know how many spells need to be completely negated for you people to understand that they don't work here, but they don't work here.
I mean, he flew.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
he had
should
boots
just
of flying.
keep trying until I run out of bodies to throw.
I could do this all day.
Which
Well,
direction is the
tomorrow.
thump coming from?
That direction. There's a lot of, twisting corridors and hallways around here. It is maybe a little suspicious that you've been able to audibly hear it most of the times. Like, they seem to be all fairly close.
Let's just keep throwing useless cantrips that would get canceled and walk in that direction till we find the source of the noise.
Do you want to do that or go outside and look for malcontents?
No, you send the soldiers to look for malcontents.
Alright, I send the soldiers to go look for malcontents. See if there's any sort of section of the city where people are not
The
zealots.
palace guards step aside and then follow them out.
That's probably fine. You can just abduct
Your
them
guards
back.
look not happy that you just asked them to go out and then by themselves in the middle of this city
Their
they know
beings
nothing
have a
about.
very important job. They should be happy.
We'll show you where the malcontents are, says one of the guards. We know all about that.
We'll abduct them later. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now let's
It's
find
a
that.
nice-
In like 10 minutes.
There's
needs
a
to ring the
nice and
bell.
dark basement where they like to
bells
hang
would
out and
tell.
plot.
Yeah.
We can show you where they hang out and plot.
Yeah. I call bullshit on this whole place.
Alright. I tried casting Shillelagh on my thing.
It works.
Oh. Well, so much for that idea.
Would you like a sparring partner? The guard captain says condescendingly. We would be happy to provide you with any.
You're not ready to
Sparring
spar.
training.
You are
You
not
would
ready to spar with this one. I
Let's
can
have
promise you.
just like
We would frankly be honored for the opportunity to spar against.
I mean, to be
Warriors
honest,
who had
if she
such
just kind
power
of
to
uses
destroy-
the stick only, they might have a chance. If she starts doing any spells or they come into physical contact with her vagina, that there's a problem.
She has enough hit
They're
points to
equally
fight
likely.
the entire group of them without breaking a sweat.
You did express interest in some of our precious artifacts. We would be willing to make a trade.
Hey, where's that thud coming from?
Legitimately, I don't know. It could be anywhere. We would be willing to trade some of the precious artifacts of our order if you would be willing to assist in the training of some of our
I don't believe you.
elite members.
If I want your artifacts, I'm just gonna take the artifacts with me.
You have an idea where they're coming from.
Well, yes, they're coming from hallways close by. I don't know exactly where.
What
You
is
can
this?
ballpark it.
Yeah, probably about within 100 yards in that direction-ish.
I cast
The
Fairy
acoustic-
fire on him.
This works. He doesn't seem very happy about it, but it works.
Stupid.
You just glitter bomb them. Shiny.
Shall we go find where the thuds are coming from?
I'm trying to make thuds.
I'm sure the bodies have already been cleared. We're very diligent about that.
Yeah, the bodies.
Yes.
I caused fear.
The bodies of the faithful who have given their vital essence to counter the magic which you are attempting to conjure within these walls.
So you know exactly what's happening, but not where it's happening.
No, it's not the most precise
So
science.
if Asha keeps casting spells one of these times, you're just gonna thud.
I likely would not.
You probably
Why?
gotta get specially chosen for it.
With a rank such as mine, there are certain safeguards that are in place that ensure that the knowledge and the special skills which I have acquired throughout my service are not squandered as simply as those who have given much less of their lives to the service. It's a matter of efficiency, of course. It's not
bullshit in here is deeper even than
You should cast something real quick just to test that statement for irony. See if it just right as he says.
I wonder if
"Fucking
magic
not."
missile procs 3 times.
Does Eldritch Blast work on him?
I was trying not to be too offensive, but okay. If you insist.
Would appreciate if you wouldn't.
I do.
You know what we should do while you're rolling those attacks? We should have thousands
Oh, wait,
of
that's
propaganda flyers printed and summon them up in the sky over the city.
Perfect.
Just abduct them there and then poof,
That's weird.
we'll destabilize
The maiden is a bitch. Huh, I never thought about that before.
Your god's a mall Santa.
I rolled a 22.
On what?
For an attack roll?
Last. Okay.
Okay, one of the guards is going to counterspell at base level. I'm ashamed that I forget what the base level of counterspell
You
is.
do be sneaky.
It's like 3.
Oh, nice catch.
Yeah, I think it nullifies everything 3 and below automatically.
It will just eat a cantrip.
Well, he eats a cantrip.
What was eaten?
But he doesn't fall over.
One of the guards casts counterspell.
Oh, yes, but that immediately eat a cantrip.
He seems very proud of himself.
Am I helping?
Mm-hmm.
You always
Your
think-
fellow magics will not work in here, witch.
Shut up.
No, that's
should shoot
fair.
Oh no, it's fair. I didn't say he
That's
was. I
foul
didn't say he
magic
wasn't
from a
speaking the
witch.
truth. I'm tired of listening to their
No,
bullshit.
that's foul magic from a foul witch.
He proved it in counterspell. You should shoot that one next.
Okay.
Well, it is after 9, so we will end here for tonight.
It's also the first time anyone's ever just slapped magic out of your hand. That guy's pretty great.
And he seems to have Warcaster because he was wielding a weapon and a shield. I mean, I guess he could just be a cleric.
He's also
Probably a
been.
cleric.
He's also shut up like this entire time, and only now